So I'm Karina Brisby, and for the last 17 years I've been working with digital technologies and working with community organisations, NGOs and creative agencies to communicate things via different digital ways. So that started off just basically being websites and email back in the old days, and now it's anything that uses electronics. Blogging is something that I think has been around for a really long time, but I think it's only recently in the last few years that NGOs in particular have realised the power of blogging to get their information out to a wider audience than we normally have, but also different ways that we can influence the campaign targets that we have, and also sort of meet up and talk to people that are really passionate about our issues. So I'm also really interested in blogging. I run blogging projects as a side project. I also like to blog. Normally I suffer like everyone. I start blogs and I run out of steam. And so I've got lots of half-finished blogs that from all around the years. And one of the reasons I want to talk about how to create a blogging outreach program is how do you connect to people and actually help them keep their blogs going. And that's a really important thing I'll cover. The other thing I'm going to talk to as well is the benefit to you of blogging. So internal blogging a little bit I'll cover, but also why you should connect with bloggers. So before I start, I've got my first lolly experience. I'm Australian, so I say lollies. Has anyone currently got a blogger outreach program going in their organisation? Hey! It doesn't matter, you still get one. Oh.
Wait. That's a question.
Yeah.
What's a blogger outreach program?
Good question. You get a lolly. So, a blogger outreach program is basically anything where you have a planned approach to contacting people that blog outside of your organisation. So that that's the most simple way of phrasing it. And by the end of this session, you should be able to answer that question in a lot more detail. It's a challenge for me. So this is what we're going to cover today. So benefits of a blogger outreach program. Oh. So basically, Branislava and I have got competing dogs and cats going on. So I see that our normal communications to our already existing supporters is like having cute puppies. So cute puppies really love you, and this is theoretically if your communications are good. Cute puppies love you, they tend to be loyal, they want to hear from you, they want you to pay them attention, and they're there and they're waiting for you to get home and they're really, really excited. So, if you take the analogy, they're looking forward to find out what your organisation's doing. They're, actively signing up to your email newsletters and your actions. They're following you on your social networks. Cats, on the other hand, look a bit menacing when they're in that photo. But cats are a little bit more. They might like you, but you've got to earn their trust, and you've got to find out. You have to show them why they should stick around and why they should listen to you, why they should technically sit on your lap. So if you take the blogger analogy for that is, what are you going to do for them? Are you going to give them, are you going to help them? Are you going to give them too much love, which they don't really want, and they'll walk off your lap? Or are you going to do things that are going to interest them and they're going to stick around and come back and visit you and interact with you and be your lifelong friend? Now with dogs, or existing supporters, if you see where I'm going with the analogy, dogs would be happy to consume the content you're giving them, but they also might be interested in the content you might be providing bloggers. As this poor puppy won't stop eating cat food. He'll take two. He'll take the content you're giving them and also be interested in maybe content you might be developing just for bloggers. But cats, and all the bloggers, and the grumpy cat here, they're not really interested in your normal communications to supporters. If they wanted that, they could go get that themselves. What they want from you is extra special content that will help them deliver their blogs, deliver great content for their blogs, for their audience. And so you need to really think about the content you're developing for bloggers. One of the things I find that really people get wrong when they're blogging programs is they do two things. One, they'll just send out a press release. They'll just put a press release out and send it to bloggers with no context and just say, well, why don't you run it? Just run it. Here's all the information. Or they're just recycling stuff off their website with no context. You know, bloggers know how to use the internet. They can see stuff on your website. Those two items will be available on your website. What they want is exclusive content, or content which is gives them an opportunity to give a different story, a different angle on your organisation to their readers. So what you need to do is make your cat a happy cat. See, it's happy. And if you, all it takes is a little bit of effort to make your cat a happy cat, or your blogger a happy blogger, and providing them the information that they need. So there's a few ways that you can do that. The first thing is, and this is always the question I get asked a lot, how do you find the bloggers? Or where else bloggers art? You know, I've got a little bit carried away when I was doing this presentation. So for the bloggers, I think it's really key to know a little bit more about what you're trying to achieve with your blogger outreach program. Do you know the type of bloggers you want to connect with? And by doing that, that would mean, what type of people do you want to reach? Do you want to reach people that are basically going to share your information and just share it to a wider audience, like maybe general brand information? Do you want them to share stuff about campaigns? Do you want them to help you fundraise? Do you want want people to help you influence the campaign targets that you have? And by knowing that will be a really helpful way to be able to target the type of bloggers you want to go for. Surprisingly, you may already have bloggers in your midst. So even in staff, but also in existing supporters, you probably have people that have influence online and you don't already know about it. So running an internal survey of staff, but also with volunteers and also with existing supporters is a great way to find that out. We found some, in the past I've run projects, and just by doing that we've actually found some really key influencers, particularly on like hard lobby issues that were following us, and they just focused on one issue, so we would create content just for them. The other thing is, if you're not finding people, those methods, search for them. Go into the different search engines that you could. Google lets you search for blogs under blogs. Technocracy, there's lots of few different search engines, and look for people that are talking about your issues. WordPress is a really good way because people use tags and categories in WordPress. So if you go to WordPress and you put a tag in for a subject you're working from, it will actually pull up all the different blogs that are using those tags and categories. So that's a really good way to find bloggers as well. Social media is a really good way to contact and network. So one, if you're active in social networks, put out there that you're looking for bloggers on particular issues, or go and search for hashtags on things like Tumblr, on Twitter, for what you're interested in, and you'll find people discussing that. If they're discussing on there, you can see whether they're linking to their own blogs. That's a good way to find bloggers. And the thing that I can't stress the most is you need to be part of the community. You can't expect people to talk about you if you can't be bothered talking about them. So you need to make sure that your staff, your volunteers, are active in these communities. The one thing that bloggers really resent is when organisations come in, so like, hey, we're really great, talk about us. And then they never talk, and they never have any more communication with that blogging community. I can't express enough how much bloggers really hate that, and they just feel like they're being used. So they want to have a more of a collaborative approach. So you need to keep that in mind. And if you become well known for doing that, bloggers will come and seek you out. Also, the other thing is that are there external events and partners you could be partnering up with to help find bloggers? So things like Mumsnet has a blogging network. There's different forums for bloggers where they meet up online. Things like Blog Action Day, which I run, where lots of bloggers can do something on one day at one time. There's different sort of blogging in-person meetups that you could go along to. I'm just trying to move water. That you could go along to, make presentations. And there's lots of online sort of spaces and resources where bloggers meet up, talk and share ideas. This represents a handful of cats, also a handful of bloggers. So you found your bloggers, what next? So for bloggers, it's really important that as I mentioned before, that the content isn't just the normal content that you have on your website or that you're providing your existing supporters. Don't just make it up as you go along. You need to talk to your bloggers. You need to ask them what type of content they want. Depending on what the people in your group do, they're going to have different content needs. Some of them might be video bloggers, or they might do they sit in front of a webcam and they talk about their issues, and it's just like their personal opinion. Some of them might do graphics. So some of them might do either infographics, they might be designers, they might like to do cartoons. Some of them will be people that write text documents, and some people might do all their stuff via memes. Emailing a PDF of the latest copy of your report is an outreach. Just want to make that clear, because I know a lot of people have done that before. What you need to do is, obviously have a copy of your report, but you need to give it context. Why should they even bother reading your 12-page report? Most journalists won't read it. Most people in your staff are not going to read it either, to be honest. So why are they going to read it? Bloggers and influencers come in all shapes and sizes. Some people influence direct targets. So for instance, within the Oxfam context, Duncan Green, who does From Poverty to Power, we know that people inside the Cabinet Office read his blog and it gets tabled. So the tone of his blog and what he talks about would be really different to someone who maybe blogs about a celebrity. And for instance, someone who blogs about the comings and goings of maybe one of the celebrities you've got as an ambassador would be a great person to have in your blogging network, but you're going to give them different types of content. So you need to think about that. You also need to think about not treating bloggers like second-class journalists. And one of my pet hates is when I work with the media teams and they say, oh yeah, we've got this opinion piece and no one will run it, so you can give it to bloggers. Why would bloggers want to take an opinion piece that no one else is interested in? One, it probably means your opinion piece is really boring. But they know that when you're giving them stuff that is second class and not great quality. So you need to make sure that the opportunities, the content you're giving them are tailored and that work. The other thing is that having shareable and compelling content is great. So one of the few exceptions of having content that works for your normal sort of supporter base and bloggers is video and infographics. These two contents is like content that brings people to their site. So like a really great video, a great infographic that they can talk about and explain more and share within their networks will bring people to their sites and to their blogs. And bloggers want to have more audience. They want to be the place where their audience goes to get information. So the more type of content you can help them have with that, the better. So hopefully by having great content, you've got the attention of bloggers, that blogger there being very eager and looking at everything you do. The other thing you could do, which is really good, is like opportunities. So opportunities and exclusive things for bloggers is like blogger gold dust. So things like, and Save the Children have done this really well recently with their working with craft bloggers and the Craftivist Network. So they've done really tailored content. They've had little day-long conferences to sort of talk about their issues and to invite bloggers along, to give them opportunities to talk to people, to find out more, but also like to do interviews, and even go on trips. It's been a key thing. And I know that ActionAid have sent bloggers away on trips before, and it's the different those opportunities might not be the ones that you want to offer in your organisation. You have to work out which ones are best. But things like Google Hangouts, web chats, even chats over the phone, briefings, briefing packs are really key things that you can do. Sometimes it doesn't cost a lot of money, but it does cost time, and I think the time factor is really important. And one of the things I would say is that if you're going to do any outreach with bloggers, you've got to factor this in as a year-long process and factor it in and factor the proper time into it. So, yeah. So you know what the bloggers, they'll do as I say. Whoa, evil laugh. The long-term relationship is the key thing. So we're saying check in with the bloggers, and they're always going to ask you, what have you done for them lately? You're only as good with bloggers as the last thing that you've done with them. If you give them bad content, if you don't check in with them, if you ignore them, why are they going to stick around and help you out and help promote your communications? I think it really helps to have a long-term plan. So know what you want to achieve at the end of your, let's say, 6 months, 12 months, and what sort of measurements you'd like to have. And be prepared to change and stop activities if they're not going along well. So there's no point keeping talking to a blogger if they continue to not print, to not work with you. Why waste that time? Or why waste time talking to a blogger if they're not really sort of reaching the audience that's going to help you out? So you need to really structure your time really well. One thing that I think is really helpful is to set up a blog and social media advisory board for your organisation, and that way you can ask people that are actually really well known and respected to help you come up with your plan, but to also help you find bloggers and to give you sort of like critical friend feedback on what the plans that you're doing, the content that you're developing, and get them to help brainstorm different ways to reach out, the type of content, how you could sell your different communications and plans. The other thing would be like know your memes. So a lot of, and for people who don't know what a meme is, like it's a viral topic or so the Harlem Shake, as everyone's been talking about, is a meme. It's a thing that people do. A lot of bloggers take part in memes, they comment in memes, they use them in social media, they use them as shorthand to describe different things. So understanding what they mean really helps. And the other thing is refresh your blogger list regularly. The reason why I say this is because people often blog in their spare time. There's lots of reasons why you stop blogging. Life gets in the way, things happen, you run out of things to say. So you need to sort of continually look out for to refresh your blog. I would sort of look at doing it every couple of months, to look at new people, particularly if you really focus on really micro audiences. You want to find the person that's got the most, that connects with your organisation the most in terms of values, but also has the audience you want to do, and you need to sort of keep on top of that the whole time. So now you've got all your cats, you're in a network, eating out of the palm of your hand. I did really labour the point on this one, I think. So thank you very much, and happy blogging.